Hey, so living abroad will definitely humble you because you can definitely experience two extreme opposite things in the same week. You can go from people ignoring you, staring at you, which, I always get, and I'm telling you, I'm going to be honest with you about, living in Asia. And then on the other end, you can experience strangers showing you real kindness. I'm Nicole, an expat and a well-being coach. I help Black and Brown women move to Asia and live their best rich life. Everything I talk about is about money, well-being, community, and abundance. So today I was watching Glow's video, and she was talking about, allowing to trust yourself with your brain and your thoughts. And I'm always scared about rambling. So I did put like one little note, and I just want to talk about how you experience two extremes living abroad. Um, and you only will know this once you're abroad. So I'm just going to share. So some of the extremes. I have had experiences where I have like lots of bags, lots of things, and I'm walking down the street and no one bats an eye. No one looks like they're going to help me. No, and I'm talking about maybe walking upstairs, like walk past me. I had an experience where I was in my Airbnb and I didn't realize it was a walk up. One thing, the walk ups in Asia will humble you. All right, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. And I was not prepared for a walk up with my luggages. And I saw a man just walk next to me, past me, didn't even offer to help. Okay. Um, and then I had like the similar experience once again, and someone came and assisted me, asked me if I needed help. Um, So I just want to just know that we talk about mindset. You have to have a level of openness. You actually have to be open with being wrong about certain things. Because you will come abroad with your prejudices, your limitations, or just like ideas. I did. I mean, sometimes they're even unconscious. So I'm not going to say that anyone's, trying to have a malicious way about looking at something, but we're accustomed to our environments. We're accustomed to, unfortunately, the news, right? It gives us a persona, an idea like how people are. And unless you start immersing yourself in a culture and environment, we only usually go off of that, right? Unless you are reading. And even still, we just have certain things. Just you want to just say it like that. And I'm just wanting to share how you can literally go through those extremes. And I just want to prepare you in advance because I know it can just like hit you like a ton of bricks. And I'll give you some of my own personal examples. So basically, one of the things, for example, is like being from New York, being Jamaican, right? And I think most of us, as a Black woman, right? We know that like trust is built over time, right? Like most of us didn't go over to our friend's house until like maybe months or years in, think about these friends. Or, when you started maybe going on a trip with someone, usually with some type of built up relationship. But I'm going to alert you to this fact. The rules change abroad. Now you're like, what do you mean the rules change about? It does, because you can literally meet somebody a week ago, and this can be someone that's helping you. I'll give you an example. I went to a meetup. It wasn't really a meetup, it was a vision board party that my coworker, who is also a Black woman, she invited me to this. So she was so excited to meet another Black woman at work. So she was just elated with joy. She invited me over, and I met her two other friends who were two other Black women. And I met her. She realized that I was just coming to Hong Kong, and coincidentally, she is leaving Hong Kong. After our meeting, she said, I'm going to have a lot of things You don't have to take it, but I know you're going to stay here. I know how it is to start, but like I'm happy to offer this to you. And I'm like, how much? She's like, no, like I want to be a blessing. Now, think about this. Like, if you probably were in your home country, if someone you met a week ago or 2 weeks, what have you, was offering to give you something more, you probably be giving a side eye, like, who this lady, like, what are you trying to do, right? We probably been looking for like, what's the gag? You know what I mean? And these are like the examples of like the rules just change abroad. Did I take those things? Absolutely. Were there amazing things? Yes. Right. So just being open to the rules changing. And these are not automatic shifts, but I'm just sharing with you so you can have some perspective. I had another experience like this, and this is why I'm even having this conversation. My neighbor, okay, local woman, she's Cantonese, right? Well, Cantonese is a language. She's a Hong Konger. I apologize if I hope I'm not doing it incorrectly, but we're not going to edit this out. Basically, I met her when I was doing laundry. Okay. And we're talking, and then it just so happened that we realized we lived in the same building. Okay. She's like, oh my gosh, let me just take your WhatsApp. Same thing. Generally, if you met somebody on the street or you were at the laundromat and someone asked you for your number, you probably, I want to bet if you were raised the way that I was, if you're from New York, generally you side eyeing, you feel like you need a lot of proof before you do that. The rules change abroad. My brain is like, absolutely. Of course, I want a local friend. Of course, this is a great way to connect. And she lives in my building. I think that this is a win-win, right? The rules change. These are probably things that I probably wouldn't do if I was home, to be honest, right? I mean, unless someone was referring, but just off the bat, I'm a New Yorker, right? I'm giving the side eye, like, I don't know you. So I just want to remind you, or if you're not being reminded, if you never heard this, that the rules do change. It doesn't mean don't have discernment. It does not mean that you just a wild one, but the rules do change. I find that abroad, trust is built faster. I think because you need community, I think people generally, regardless of where they're from, people have more compassion and understanding when you are a newcomer. They understand you're going to need things, and sometimes people just really want to help you. The second thing, which I touched upon in the beginning, when you move abroad with your assumptions, your fears, your preconceived ideas about people, right? And how you're going to be received as a Black woman. And oftentimes, living abroad proves you wrong. And sometimes it proves you right. And sometimes in a healing way, or sometimes in a hard way. So I'm just going to say, you're going to have, of course, you're going to have amazing experiences where you go out with someone or you meet someone and they very much want to get to know you. You want to get to know them. They're not responding to you in an aggressive way, and it's all love. And then you can also get like what I got, people moving on the train when I would get on, excuse me, not the train, on the bus. People not trying to take the lift with me. You know what's so interesting? I was having that experience, people moving away from the lift. Today, I was coming and I saw the guy getting a lift in my brain. This is even just trauma, right? Trauma basically means one event has to happen to you and it changes the way you think about everything. Think about that. Just one thing that like really aggravates, or I'm not probably using the exact terms, but I know that it does something to your nervous system, and that one event can transform your life. So meaning you will forever now be prepared, like our body does, it reacts. So I saw the man get into the lift. So naturally, because I know that sometimes they don't want to get in the lift with me, my just keeping myself safe, I'm just like, I'm not gonna run because he's gonna zoom in. Do you know that the man stuck his head out like kind of like calling me in? And I almost cried. I almost cried because I just reminded myself that, oh my gosh, just because I may have had one or two or three persons decide not to get in the lift with me, I've now like made it in my mind that no one wants to ride a lift with me. So I've like consciously decided Like I should just get and live by myself. Do you see what I mean? And I've been abroad for 11 years. So I'm just sitting here just showing you how there's like these extremes. It's like every day, every moment, like being a beginner. It really is. Um, and I really think that one of the best skills that makes you thrive abroad is just being open. I often say, and you can take this, like, I'd like to be wrong about this person. I'd like to be wrong about this idea because it's not going to take away from the moments when it actually happens. But I want to be wrong that, like, if I am in Asia, that people don't want me here, right? I want to be wrong that people are just moving around on the bus because they don't want to sit next to a beautiful Black woman as myself. Right. I want to be wrong that someone does not want to ride the lift with me because they think I'm scary or what have you. Like, I really, really want to be wrong. And that is one of the methodologies I use to soothe myself. Of course, so I just really want, these are the things that you need to know and really understand. Um, and these are some things that I just want to share. Like, it's like this so interesting situation, so many extremes, and just having an open mind, knowing that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. If your heart is calling to be in Asia, please go to Asia. um, if you want to, try anywhere, right? Just like go, but just be open to being wrong about certain things. Have an open mind, and also just trust yourself. Trust yourself, and also know that the rules do change abroad. The rules do change. And of course, if you are a Black or brown woman and you're considering Asia, just remember that the rules change. Don't let an old story or don't let a limiting story hold you back from community. Stay aware, but also stay open and stay safe. This was a pleasure talking. I hope that you were able to get something. If you got something from that gym, tell me where you'd like to go and what are some of the extremes, what are some of the thoughts that you have about Asia and how you are going to experience it. It's your girl Nicole, your favorite expat and wellness coach, and I am peacing out.